Matthew Centrowitz posted on Instagram that he had knee surgery yesterday. He's going to be out for 3 months, so he will not compete this season. Will not make a U.S. team. That'll be the first time he's made every single team since 2000.
Could be the catalyst to be the changing of the guard from. I mean, we
Mhm,
felt like we had a little bit when Hawker beat Centro, but Centro still finished top three.
mhm.
But do you think this might be the changing of the guard of Centro making every team? Like, what are the chances you see him making the 2023 team?
I think he's still got a shot because when it comes to injuries, it sucks to have surgery. It sucks to tear stuff in your knee, but to be the silver linings guy here, it could have been worse, right? Nagging hamstring stuff, Achilles tendon stuff, like that, I think, depending on severity, would be more problematic. We see athletes come back from meniscus, from ligament damage all the time, and especially in sports that require lateral movement, a lot of explosion. So for a mid distance runner, I think he can get back. The other part of it is who's going to take his spot? You mentioned Hawker. Yeah, he's going to be as good as ever. Potentially Tier if he decides on the 15, he's going to be as good as ever. But who else out there do you feel really good about for 2023 in the 1500? Because there's a lot of guys, they may not be as old as Centro, but they're guys who we've probably already seen their peak, and he already knows what their peak is. So you're really talking about a new person popping up. And the third part of this is he's never had to come back from this sort of thing, right? I mean, he's had injuries before, but he made 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, then 19 and 21. He made all those teams. That's 8 teams in a row. So this presents a new challenge to him. And I'm not 100% sure how he's going to react, but I feel like he's the type of guy who's going to get motivated because of this. He's going to get motivated because people are counting him out and they don't think he can do it. And I think he can come back and run 334 again, and that is probably going to be good enough next year.
Yeah, I mean, the dynamic will be different. There'll be new guys that come up. Whoever are the top three this year are going to look differently going into 2023 than they do right now because
Yeah.
once you make a team, you just it's like, once you make the NBA finals, then everyone believes you can make the NBA finals. So
Mhm,
once you make a US team, then they believe you can do it again. So
mhm.
um well, best wishes. Hopefully he heals up quickly and it goes smooth. And yeah,
You're more pessimistic
one
than
of the
I am.
greatest,
I have
if
a
not
feeling.
the greatest, 1500-meter U.S. men of all time. And hopefully, this isn't how it ends. You want him to have a good final season. So, not one on the operating table, one running around the
Yeah.
track.
But you were a little more pessimistic than I was even before we got this news. So I have a feeling
I was.
you're less sure that he's going to be able to come back.
Well, I just look at age, and the 1500 is not really kind. Leo Manzano was doing what Central was doing. He was making every team, and then all of a sudden, it was over. It just happened.
Yeah.
I think Nick Willis is a aberration with his age and being able to be good at the 1500. Plus, Nick Willis never had to make teams. He just had to run a fast time. So,
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. And again, surgery is never good, but I just look at the track record of some other athletes and their ability to get back from this. We don't know the exact specifics of the type of injury, and I think there's a glimmer of hope there for him. I mean, what's the alternative? It's like he was out for the year just because he had something nagging. Like at least you've diagnosed the problem, you figured out what it is, and you can do it and like move forward
yeah,
with it.
it's definite. Yeah.
Maybe because I tore my meniscus and I had surgery, Gordon, and some say I'm podcasting better than ever since that. That was
Some say.
2012. I mean, I was early in my podcasting career. It was only 2 years into my podcasting career. Now I've gone 10 plus years with my left meniscus being surgically repaired. And can you tell? Would
I
you
can't.
know?
You look like
No,
a.
exactly. You saw me out there yesterday. We went out to a track yesterday to do some undisclosed video.
We
Actually,
did.
that was
I'm
not a
not gonna
good
lie.
showing from a meniscus. Yeah, you burnt. Well, I'm not going to give away the video, but let's just say Gordon, even with a broken shoulder. A little more giddy
I
up than
think
me.
I might have torn my meniscus in that video, for the record,
Okay,
because it
that's
had
good.
been hurting last night.
So
So
one last thing
I'm
on
just
this, because
old.
he mentions about putting surgery off. I can definitely relate to that because some you don't know. There's so many different ways to handle it. Sometimes you can go in and shave a portion of it off. Sometimes people take the whole thing out. ACL, it gets a little bit more serious, obviously, but some people just try to let it heal. So that probably was a difficult process, and I could totally see him trying to figure out what's the best way to manage this. I want to try to make the team this year. Got a home world championships. I don't want to have to do surgery, and then just seeing like, okay, it's just not going to happen. So let's just go in, clean it up, get it over with, and move forward. And it makes sense now why we haven't really heard much from him or he hasn't raced.
Yep.
All that has
Yep.
now come
Yep.
into focus. All right, let's move on.